Hello, I'm Ryan Macasero, Rappler's Cebu coordinator and multimedia reporter for the Visayas. We're here at Southwestern University, and today I'm taking over just for today for Mara Cepeda, who usually covers the campaign trail of Vice President Leni Robredo. This is her first time back as presidential candidate during the campaign season, and she made four stops here in the province where she held rallies in Talisay City, where she also met with fisher folks who aired their concerns about development in their communities that are affecting their livelihood. And then before going to Argao, she was Argao town in southern Cebu, where she was accompanied by Vice Governor Junjun Davide, who endorsed her for president early on, as soon as they filed their certificates of candidacy in October. That's his baluarte, where he comes from. Also here in Cebu today was her vice presidential bet, Kiko Pangilinan, with his wife, Sharon Cuneta. Here at Southwestern University, the police and head of security estimate that at least 12,000 people attended the rally here. Cebu is a place where Leni Robredo won almost 800,000 votes in 2016 for vice president, and beating former Congressman and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano and former Senator Bongbong Marcos, who is running against her again in this election for the presidency. Now, here in Cebu, the energy and enthusiasm for the vice president is palpable. You can really feel people were hopeful. The mood was energetic. A lot of people were dancing and singing in very true Cebuano fashion. And it seems that even as 6 years have passed, the enthusiasm for the vice president and her message of good governance, of hope, and of a more secure future for Cebuanos really, I think, was really effective. When I covered her visit to the fisher folks communities, people were very hopeful that the vice president could help them with their concerns in protecting their livelihoods. There were a lot of senior citizens who were crying. We saw pink all over the place. Here in Cebu City, Mayor Tommy Osmeña came out to support the vice president and spoke on stage in support of her and her senatorial slate. And I think this is just the beginning of a very intense campaign period. Earlier, the vice president said that she is confident that she can win again here in Cebu, but she knows that even if there's a groundswell, she said it was not enough. That the organizers, that her volunteer groups, because here in Cebu and all across the Philippines, are not centralized. She knows, she said she recognized that, but that the energy and the enthusiasm and the willingness of her supporters to come out and do these events for her really give her hope. She encouraged her followers to combat disinformation, because the vice president has been the target of disinformation campaigns over the past 6 years. So I think that is going to be a factor that we have yet to see if it has made an impact on her popularity here in Cebu City in more scientific terms. I mean, we see pink posters all over the place, people wearing pink, people talking about Leni Robredo everywhere, which is reminiscent of the 2016 Duterte campaigns. If here in Cebu also, even though they voted for Leni Robredo, they also voted overwhelmingly for President Rodrigo Duterte. And here in the campus, Mayor Tommy Osmeña, when he was making his speech, said, "No more Duterte, no more Marcos." He promised to rock, using his words, that he was going to rock the campaign and go hard for his bet, Leni Robredo. Although Osmeña and his local party, the BOPK slate, is officially supporting Tito Soto, who is the running mate of Senator Ping Lacson, although but they are supporting Leni Robredo. And Leni Robredo acknowledged her long relationship with Tommy, saying that he sent people when she ran for Congress in 2013. He sent people to help with her campaign there, taught her team how to organize, attributing that to her success. Even if no other politician was there to support her, she said Tommy Osmeña was there, and that he was crucial also in his 2016 victory. And she thanked the Cebuanos for making her vice president and asking them to do the same again in 2022. It's still very early on in the campaign. She is the first presidential bet to come here during the campaign period. So we still have a very, we don't have very much to compare it with to other campaigns. The other presidential bets, Isko Moreno, Manny Pacquiao have also been here, but not during the campaign periods and have not held big rallies such as this. And as we end the night, there was a DJ playing music, people were dancing. We saw her supporters cleaning up afterwards. So I think even if the campaign is not centralized, that the self-regulation is there. So I think that's also a hopeful sign for the groups. And another thing to note is that the campaign is very volunteer driven. So there are lawyers for Leni who came out, indigenous peoples, nurses, doctor groups, which is also very, very similar to the organization that we saw that brought Duterte to victory. However, this time around, social media is a bigger, I think, factor in the 2022 campaigns than it was in 2016. And I think the vice president understands this, because she said it multiple times that she hopes that these groups will not only engage people who don't have access to information, and that they would combat disinformation, but that they would use their energy to also take the battle online and work to debunk lies and disinformation about her especially. And I think the audience was very receptive to that. So again, we still have almost 80 days to go. Robredo is still in the second place to Marcos in the last surveys with a very big gap. It's unclear how it will turn out in the next surveys after the campaign period started, after she had several presidential interviews. We'll see how it resonated with people here in the Central Visayas and in the Visayas region as a whole. But so far, the polls of the Cebuanos that we talked to are very energetic, and they're very, for a very long time, it's have not seen people gather and feel hopeful and joyful as much as we've seen here tonight. The Cebu team will take over and help monitor the campaigns from this level here in the regions, and we are going to keep an eye out on all of the campaigns. Just stay tuned to our coverage. Again, this is Ryan Macasero for Rappler Recap. Thank you.